G'day, Professor Joseph Drew here again for you good folk in Federation Council. As many of you be aware, Council has engaged me and Professor Miyazaki from Japan and Professor Ferreira from Portugal to do the work for your special rate variation. In this video, I'll explain precisely what we're doing, how it will differ to last time, and why you should have the utmost assurance in the result that we come up with. So I'll level with you guys. Look, I actually told your counsellors and your staff I didn't want to do this special rate variation. It's stressful. It's a lot of extra work. Quite frankly, as a professor, it's not my job. My job is to write research papers and books and to teach students. And when I'm doing this, I'm not doing the other things I need to do to keep my job. I'm also not fond of travel, particularly given my health concerns. But look, it was at the situation where your counsellors in particular and your staff wanted the best work, and they wanted you guys in the community to feel assured that it was going to be independent. I think that's the most important thing here, the independence and the perception of independence. And anyone that knows me knows that you don't get to push me around. You can give me good reasons, and if you can convince me that you're right and I'm wrong, of course I'd change. I'd be a fool not to change. But you don't get to push me around just because you want your opinion to be the one that I come up with. If you want your opinion to be out there, you go and write the reports yourself. And everyone knows that, your counsellors know that, your staff knows that. But they wanted this work to be independent. They wanted it to be best quality, world's best practice work. We can't afford for this special rate variation to not be approved this time. There isn't another throw of the dice, guys. We must get this right. And because of that, because of the passion that your counsellors and your staff and some of your community spoke to me with, several people in the community asked me to do it, I decided to do it. But it's not something I wanted to do. My university gets paid for me to do this work, and the other professors, obviously, we have to pay them. But my university gave you a massive discount. I can't divulge the figures, but you'd be surprised how little you are paying for this compared to everyone else. I personally get nothing out of it apart from a headache, and I'm usually out of pocket because I forget to keep my receipts for my drinks and my snacks and things like that. So my understanding what's required, the most important thing I think here is independence. That you know that it's 3 professors who their whole lives rely on their scholarly reputation for independence. They're not going to buckle for anyone. 2 of them are overseas. No one can personally influence them at all. They've really got no real way of contacting them, apart from via email, I guess, or mail. So you've got the independence that you demanded and wanted, and it was reasonable to want these things. You've got it. You're very lucky. So please accept that this is fiercely independent. You're getting the rigor that you need. Some of the commercial consultant work out there, the work my own council's done, absolutely abysmal, honestly. I'll talk about that a bit in the next slide. You're getting world's best work. You're getting grown up proper work, not little infantile efforts. And it needs to be best work, because this is a momentous decision that's going to hurt people and have a big impact on a lot of people in your community going forward for many years. The decision needs to be based on world's best evidence. We're going to adhere to the rules strictly. There are some strange rules in the OLG guidelines, and you'll notice when you read my reports, and they will be available in full, that I do some of these things like comparing average rates, because that's what the rules suggest that I should do. But after I do that exercise and silliness, I then do the work properly and explain why the proper work is the correct basis for making decision making. So we have to follow the rules. I want to engage. We are engaging. The whole point of this exercise is to gauge and hear what the community has to say. But I want to hear positive, constructive feedback. I want your best ideas about how we can make this SRV proposal better and fairer and more sustainable. Not just to you guys, but to the next generation, your children, your grandchildren, who will be picking up the tab if we don't pay our fair share. I don't want grandstanding. I don't want people getting up there and making long-winded statements. When you're doing that, other people aren't getting an opportunity to speak, and that was the case last time. Several people came up to me last time, or put their phone number down and got me to ring them last time, and they had some really excellent ideas that really helped us. Many of the things became recommendations. But when I've got some people taking up a lot of time, not being constructive, not giving excellent ideas, just taking up time, that stops other people from giving really positive, excellent suggestions. And I want to hear those suggestions. So if you are turning up to meetings or filling in the surveys or whatever, please give me your constructive thoughts about how we can do this better. Not, I don't want to pay extra tax. I know you don't. No one does. I don't either. How can we make this proposal better and make it sustainable and make it fair to everyone now, but also for the next generation of ratepayers? And there will be negotiation. People know me. You should know me from last time. I say what I think based on evidence. If you can give me very good reasons based on facts about why you're right and I'm wrong, and convince me, I will change. And that's what the negotiations are all about. And that's happening in surveys, stakeholder meetings, and public forums. And I want that to happen. I want this to be the best possible work that it can be. So I hope this makes you understand that this is all going to be the way you've always said you wanted things, and that you have complete assurance in the process going forward. So last time, as I told you, some of the commercial consultant work was Mickey Mouse efforts. This time you're getting the bee's knees. Capacity to pay modelling. I do it econometrically. World's best practice by scholars who have hundreds and hundreds of publications in the best journals in the world, who've been cited thousands and thousands of times. If you can't trust that work, you're never going to trust anything. It's a bit like the difference between getting work done by a high school maths student and someone in grade 1, kindy, something like that. I'm not being trying to be bombastic or blow my own trumpet or anything like that, but you know, to learn econometrics, you do a 3-year undergrad degree, then you do a couple of years of postgrad work, and then you do 3 or so years of PhDs. I've trained for this, and this is all I've done in my life for the last couple of decades. Of course, I'm going to have particular skills. It's a bit like the difference, another metaphor, of going to a GP or a brain surgeon if you think you've got a brain tumour. I'm sure that you would realise that there's advantages of going to a specialist, someone who's trained and practiced more years, than to someone that's not a specialist. So the capacity to payment modelling will be done econometrically. It'll be done properly. It gives you very different answers to the dodgy little average rates ratios that they did last time. Averages that we know are skewed within the categories, skewed between the categories, and then they tried to compare it to other councils where it was skewed. And there's only one word for that approach, and that is nonsense, because there was no sense behind it at all. You're going to get it done properly. Debt capacity modelling, very important. Are we at our debt capacity? Could we borrow more? We know we are going to have to borrow more. Can we? Can we afford to? It's really important. It's one of the things IPART and OLG wants to see. Efficiency analysis, you saw it before. Professor Ferreira in Portugal, but the world's best, did it for you. We're going to extend it another year. You can see if we're turning that corner still. Last results have shown the last couple of years things have improved dramatically. Let's see how they've gone since then in the most recent financial year. Sustainability analysis, I did the report for you before, you've seen it. I'm going to do an addendum, bringing it up by 1 more year, so you have 4 years of data instead of 3 years data. We've now got the most recent financial statements, the June 30, 2023 statements. They became publicly available from most councils towards the end of November, early December. So we'll bring those things up to date, but I'm not going to do the whole report again. There's nothing different. I don't imagine we're going to find anything that surprises us, but if we do, I will comment on it and I'll tell you the full implications of that. I think one of the key critical tasks is I'll be going through your long-term financial plan line by line with your staff and by myself also. It's going to take a week or more, depending what condition it's in, and I will be questioning the assumptions behind it and making sure that they're reasonable. All these long-term financial plans, they're 10-year budgets. No one can predict what's going to happen in 10 years' time. Can you in your life? I can't. My life's very unpredictable, but we can do our best work and make our best assumptions based on facts. And of course, I've got important economic skills as a professor of economics to bring to that discussion, but it's a point of negotiation once again if I want to change it. And the staff or the councillors don't think that it should be changed and they can give me good reasons that convince me not to change it, well, then I won't change it. But it will be based on good reasons and facts, not anyone's opinion. The group stakeholder engagement, so we'll meet with various groups, all the progress associations and ratepayers associations and things, before we formulate the final proposal to take to the community. That final proposal is only a proposal though. When I come to the public meetings, what I'm really looking for this time, there was a little bit of grandstanding last time and I don't want to see that again. What I'm looking for is your feedback about how we can make the proposal even better. If people are up there ranting and raving, it stops other people from standing up and telling me about their good ideas about how we could make the proposal better, how we could change the timing that would suit more people, or change the percentages, or change something else about what we're proposing to do. That's what I want to hear in these public forums, your ideas about making it better. I want it to be the best possible work. I want it to be a reflection of all the minds in the community, not just us three professors, okay? So that will be the focus there, and you'll be filling in surveys before the public forums, you'll be filling in surveys after the public forums. I'll be taking all that on board. Last time I told you is if you stuck your phone numbers down, I'd ring you, and everyone can attest to the fact that I did make lots and lots of phone calls and I gave everyone a fair hearing. There's one person I never rang because I couldn't read their handwriting, but anyone else got their phone call. And I will listen to you. I want to listen to you. I want this to be the best work we can provide, and it will only be the best if you contribute in a positive, meaningful way, if you work with us to make this the best that it can be. And the public presentations, of course. Now, this is the rough timeline, and it is a rough timeline. Now, the times, if you want to blame anyone, you don't like the times, blame me, okay? I'm the problem here. Some of you may know I've got serious health concerns. I was supposed to have surgery in April. I put that off because I've got this work to do for you guys. But I have been hospitalised for these serious concerns. I can't guarantee I can stick to these times. They haven't been ratified by your councillors. They may have reasons. Maybe I'm clashing with some local event. They might want to change them a bit. I'm just trying to give you an idea of what's likely to happen. Don't hold me to it. So pop-up sessions starting 22nd of July. Out in the street. Day meetings, I will do a meeting at Oaklands, Miranda, Urena, Howlong and Mawala. The meetings at Urena and Corowa, will be at nights. The other places will be during the day. Now, I know that could be disappointing for some people, so we're also offering Zoom meetings if you want them at night for Howlong and Mawala people if they cannot get to Corowa or Urena. Okay, and there will be stakeholder meetings as well. Now, remember, this is tentative time frame. The times may change a little bit because of my health. I know some people would have liked me to come down and do 4 nights worth of meetings. The truth of the matter is my health's just not up to being away that long in your caravan park. That's where I stay to keep costs down. I'm not getting the sleep I would normally get in my own bed, and it just takes a toll on you day after day after day. So I'm only sticking around for the 3 days. I'm flying down the day before on a Sunday on my own time to save you costs and to maximise the benefit of my time when I'm out there, so I'm nice and fresh. Okay, I hope that's clarified what's happening. I hope you feel assured about what's happening. I will be providing lots more videos as we go through this process. You'll know what's going on, and I look forward to meeting lots of you in the public meetings down the track. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.